Today on Rappler, 2 provinces are under a state of calamity as torrential rains flood Luzon. The death toll in the Cebu Ferry collision rises to 52. And President Aquino rejects calls to abolish the pork barrel. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Torrential rain shuts down most of Metro Manila and causes severe flooding across 8 provinces in Luzon, forcing the provinces of Laguna and Cavite and the municipalities of Santa Maria and Narvacan in Ilocos Sur to be placed under a state of calamity. The southwest monsoon causes widespread floods, forcing authorities to close schools, government offices, and the stock exchange. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or NDRRMC, reports 3 people died and 11 are injured. 4 people are still missing. Nearly 20,000 families or 94,000 people are affected in 5 regions, while 213 barangays and 36 municipalities remain flooded. State Weather Bureau Pagasa warns residents of central Luzon to expect heavy to intense rains Monday evening as Tropical Storm Maring, international name Trami, remains inside the Philippines, enhancing the southwest monsoon. As of 4 p.m., the storm's located 580 kilometers east of Itbayat, Batanes. It's forecast to move east at 7 kilometers per hour. Authorities are on alert for more rain in central Luzon as thousands crowd evacuation centers across the region. At least 7,808 families are now in 113 evacuation centers. Social Welfare Secretary Dinky Soliman says 11 evacuation centers are set up in Laguna and Cavite, 2 provinces now under a state of calamity. Over 200 families evacuate in Barangay Banaba, San Mateo, Rizal. Commenting on the recent pork barrel scandal involving lawmakers' funds, Rizal residents Virginia Badilla and Rosenda Infantes say the money could have helped those affected by the rain.
Imbis na tutulong sa tao, tapos hindi naman binibigay sa tao. Ang tao naghihirap. Hindi naman tama yun.
Kung binigay ba sa amin yun, eh di wala ng problema.
Anong wala ng problema?
Eh di kahit paano, makakagawa na kami ng bahay, tsaka hindi na kami titira sa tabi ng ilog.
But Infantes still manages a happy face.
Araw na kami dito, kahapon pa, hanggang ngayon. Hanggang bukas pa kami. Pero kasi kung iisipin namin, nakakaawa naman kami. Diba? Medyo, medyo masaya ng konti. Para, sabi nga ng iba, kahit masaya, ay kahit malungkot, masaya kami. Diba?
Soliman announces 39 million pesos in emergency relief funds are allocated for affected families. The emergency relief resources include standby funds, family food packs, and other food items and non-food items. Rappler's civic engagement arm Move.ph maps evacuation centers and compiles relief efforts to help the victims. If you're organizing a relief drive or accepting relief donations, let us know by tweeting us at @MovePH or use the hashtag #ReliefPH. The death toll from the ferry disaster in Cebu rises to 52 Monday as more bodies are pulled from the water. The MV St. Thomas Aquinas ferry was carrying 870 passengers and crew when it collided with a cargo ship Friday night near the port of Cebu. Divers recovered 10 more bodies Monday morning, including that of a 4-year-old child near the hull of the sunken ship. Divers and patrol boats continue to search for 68 others still missing. The accident causes an oil spill, complicating retrieval operations. In a statement Monday, To Go Group says it deployed 2 towage tugboats at the site to contain the oil spill. The ferry was loaded with 120,000 liters of bunker oil, 20,000 liters of diesel, and 20,000 liters of lube oil. On Monday, the entire province of Cebu is placed under a state of calamity because of the oil spill. The cities of Lapu-Lapu and Talisay and the municipality of Cordova report oil slicks reaching their shores, threatening coastal barangays and fishing grounds. President Benigno Aquino says the pork barrel is here to stay. This despite calls to abolish lawmakers' pork following reports of misuse and corruption. The president, though, says he supports stricter punishment for those who misuse it. Aquino's statement comes after a special audit report shows at least 6.165 billion pesos was released to questionable non-governmental organizations with at least 192 lawmakers involved. Aquino says there's a need to improve the way funds are disbursed, saying there should be, quote, more restriction, wide safeguards, and better monitoring of the implementation of projects. He adds, I think it's difficult to generalize and say the whole system is wrong. What's just is to scrutinize how it was used. He also defends keeping the pork barrel, which he says is useful in addressing problems in districts known only to lawmakers. Aquino adds, if we take it out, that means we rely on the national government to know the needs of every district and to solve these all the time. That is hard to do. Speaker Sonny Belmonte questions a Commission on Audit report on the alleged misuse of the pork barrel after COA tagged former Compostela Valley Representative Manuel Zamora in the supposedly anomalous allocation. A special audit of fund releases between 2007 and 2009 shows Zamora got 3.114 billion pesos of pork barrel for infrastructure projects and 94.6 million pesos for non-infra projects. The bulk of 3.034 billion pesos was allocated in a single year, 2007. Zamora, who became known for his simplicity when he was a congressman, denied the report. Belmonte says he saw copies of the Special Allotment Release Order, the SARO, that indicates state auditors must have committed a clerical error. Belmonte says the SARO is addressed to the Department of Public Works and Highways Central Office and does not mention Zamora or his district. Senators Bong Revilla, Juan Ponce Enrile, and Jinggoy Estrada have all tried to distance themselves from alleged pork barrel queen Janet Napoles, but a special state audit shows the three are patrons of questionable non-governmental organizations controlled by Napoles. Looking into senators' fund releases from 2007 to 2009, the Commission on Audit found NGOs with links to Napoles got 1.23 billion pesos from the three senators. COA Chair Grace Pulido-Tan says 2.1 billion pesos of audited funds went to 10 NGOs presently linked to Napoles. This means more than half of that amount came from just the allocations of Revilla, Enrile, and Estrada. The COA special report shows 422.99 million pesos in Revilla's funds was divided between 5 Napoles NGOs. 8 Napoles NGOs got 407.39 million pesos of Enrile's funds, while 3 got 396.25 million pesos of Estrada's funds. President Benigno Aquino orders Justice Secretary Laila de Lima to immediately file the top 3 strongest cases against Janet Lim Napoles. On Monday, Aquino says at least 2 to 3 cases are, quote, almost ready to be filed against Napoles. The National Bureau of Investigation is probing Napoles for allegedly heading a scam where lawmakers gave their funds in exchange for commissions. On Sunday, de Lima says the NBI's probe is now, quote, full-blown after the release of the state audit report. She says the report covers a, quote, much wider web of anomalies, but adds the NBI will focus on transactions entered into by Napoles and her NGOs for now. A magistrate rules Sprint star Oscar Pistorius will go on trial in March for the murder of his girlfriend on Valentine's Day. Pistorius is back in the dock 6 months after shooting Riva Steenkamp in the bathroom of his upmarket Pretoria home in the early hours of February 14th. The athlete, known as Blade Runner, who's currently out on bail, admits killing Steenkamp but denies murder. He says he shot Steenkamp through a locked bathroom door, thinking she was an intruder. The magistrate says the trial will start at the High Court on March 3 and run until March 20th. The 26-year-old double amputee faces a life sentence if found guilty. Google goes down from 7:37 a.m. to 7:48 a.m. Manila time on Saturday, affecting all Google services like Gmail, YouTube, Google Drive, and more. Web analytics service GoSquared reports a 40% drop in traffic during the 11-minute outage. On its app status dashboard, Google later releases a statement reporting the issues have been resolved. Well, let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 4, The United Nations says more than 15,000 Syrian Kurds poured into Iraq over the past few days to escape deadly clashes between Kurdish fighters and jihadists. The sudden influx of Syrians across the border forces the UN Refugee Agency to provide aid to the region. Several thousand are housed at a camp west of the Kurdish regional capital, Arbil, though it's still under construction and lacks many basic services. At number 7, the Republican Party denies 2 U.S. television networks the rights to carry presidential primary debates unless they abandon their documentaries on Democrat Hillary Clinton. NBC Entertainment is planning a miniseries, and CNN is working on a documentary about the former Secretary of State. The Republican Party says networks that spend millions to, quote, spotlight Clinton have obvious biases. Clinton, a former First Lady and U.S. Senator, is seen as the clear Democratic frontrunner for president. At number 8, instead of being used for attacks, drones are being used to monitor crops and study ancient ruins in Peru. These drones are handheld contraptions equipped with a microcomputer, a GPS tracker, a compass, cameras, and an altimeter. These can be easily programmed to fly autonomously and return to base with vital data. And at number 10, Fil-Am actress Megan Young is Miss World Philippines 2013. She will compete in the international pageant on September 28 in Jakarta, Indonesia. Young was supposed to be an official candidate at the Binibining Pilipinas 2013, but was rejected because of a sexy photo spread. She tried out months later for Miss World Philippines. Young competes with 133 other nations for the international crown. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel, and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have affected our readers the most. These stories have gotten the most number of votes on their mood meter. If you take a look today, wow, it is a red day. Well, let's look at the winners of Miss World PH. That has made people happy, 63% happy. But overall, what we've seen is, well, this is also interesting, the class suspensions for tomorrow, Tuesday, August 20th. Interestingly, 57% are sad. Most of the other stories have to do with Napoles and the pork barrel scam. The story that's gotten the most number of votes on the mood meter is this: Bong JPE Jinggoy, Suke to Napoles NGOs. 91% angry. This contributing to the mood of the day. Today, most people are angry. Well, that is Rappler's Newscast for today, Monday, August 19th, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.